Welcome back to the OKC Foodcast. You are joined by your hosts, Nabil
and Ashley.
And welcome to your guide to the food in Oklahoma.
Your guide to the food in Oklahoma and Valentine's
Day. So this week, we're going to be going over some Valentine's Day restaurants that you could, if you haven't made your plans yet, here are some ideas. And if you remember, if you've been a loyal fan of the pod, this was our very first episode when we started.
Yeah, a year ago. So happy anniversary to us.
In 2 weeks. So we're almost there, but it's cool kind of going through the whole year and coming back to this episode because a lot of people said that this episode helped them. So we're like, okay, this is going to be a yearly episode. We'll always give you a couple of cool options for Valentine's Day.
More than a couple. I mean, we've got a hot list put together
Maybe
for
a couple of 10, couple of 20.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll dive all into where you should spend your Valentine's this year. But first, let's chat about our Eat of the Week.
Let's do it.
Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I can go first.
All right, go for it.
So my Eat of the Week was at my friend Christian's house.
Uh-huh.
So shout out to Mr. Sangri and his wife Holly, who made this fantastic Caribbean curry.
Ooh, yeah.
And this is something that he had been talking about forever. He's like, oh my gosh, it's my favorite meal and it is so good. And he would describe it over and over again. And then she made it for his birthday because it is a little bit of a process to make because along with the curry, there is handmade roti. Which is a roti is a bread.
Okay.
And so she kneads it, rolls it out.
Wow.
It is a production. So it's definitely a special occasion type of meal. Mm-hmm. So thanks for inviting me over. And man, it lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
It was so good. So you take some rice, you put in this curry, which had chicken and potatoes in it, along with a bunch of other spices.
Oh yeah, spices. I'm sure veggies.
No, just spices and chicken and potatoes, some rice, and so this handmade roti. As soon as it's made, they shook it around to shred it, so it made it like kind of a little shredded, a little fluffy. Mm-hmm. And so what you do, you take a big piece of roti, you take a little bite, and oh my gosh, it was so good.
So you're eating the whole meal with your hands, using the roti kind of instead of utensils.
Yeah, and you could if you wanted to put the roti down, and eat it with a spoon or a fork. Yeah, you could do that if you wanted to. But man, it was fantastic, and we paired it with Christian makes his own hot sauce.
Oh,
and so he made this hot sauce with habaneros, I believe. And man, that hot sauce had good flavor, but it had a kick.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of, kind of plopping it on places and not really mixing it well. So my first bite into it, it was like a whole bunch of hot sauce with my little bite, and I was just like, whew, that's got a little bit of a kick.
Did you have the face sweats?
I don't think so, because it wasn't just like all spice in your face, right?
Okay.
It wasn't one of those type of sauces. It was spicy, but it had flavor, so you could overcome the spice. My next few bites, I was a little more strategic, and I didn't get any hot sauce.
See, whenever I eat at like a Thai restaurant, if I don't have beads of sweat on my face, I feel like I didn't achieve what I came there for.
I feel like
I like it spicy, and I need the beads of sweat to really prove it.
Yeah, that does make it worthwhile.
Right.
If you're going to eat spicy food, eat spicy food.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well,
that sounds
fantastic.
like an amazing meal.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to reserve my spot every time that's made now because it was so good.
Nice. Well, my Eat of the Week is also a homemade meal. I feel like this year I've been cooking a lot at home and not eating out nearly as often. But I've also been on a soup kick. If you've seen our Instagram, I've been posting lots of homemade soups. The one I made last night was a homemade tomato bisque. Have you ever made tomato bisque before?
I have not made tomato bisque, and I love tomato bisque. I've just never made it.
It's so good and so easy, and it's filled with veggies. So it's got a ton of carrots in it, an entire onion, lots of celery, and then I used like the whole tomatoes that have already been peeled and kind of chopped them up. And then I also used a can of fire roasted tomatoes.
And get a little bit of smokiness in there.
Yeah. And then put in some spices, let that cook until all the veggies are soft, also with some chicken broth, and then puree it all and let it cook a little bit more. Add some heavy whipping cream, or if you're going a little, I guess,
a little healthier, you can go with coconut milk. Okay.
And then I made homemade grilled cheese croutons.
That's where you compensate for the healthy soup. Right?
I mean, I was giving the healthy option for listeners, but I totally went with heavy whipping cream and then did the grilled cheese croutons and topped it with some crispy bacon.
Nice.
It was delicious. Like, oh my gosh, I could eat my weight in that soup. So, that was my eat of the week, tomato bisque.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So let's dive into some Valentine suggestions.
It is right around the corner.
Right around
2 weeks away.
Yeah. And what so many people accidentally do is wait to the last minute to make their reservations. And these places book up. Like, they are on the list as great Valentine places because
they're great Valentine places. Like, everyone thinks about these, and you might also get in, but you might get an odd dining time, right?
Right, like you have dinner at 4:00.
Right, yeah. I mean, you could practice for old age.
Right. Well, I made this list according to Yelp, their top 10 restaurants for Valentine's Day. And we were looking over this, and we agree but disagree with some of them.
Yeah, so we decided to make our own top 10.
Yeah.
And you might see a repeat. I think we'd repeat one on that list.
And, not all of I do feel like some of these are great spots. It just wouldn't have been my top 10.
I mean, like, Black Walnut, fantastic spot.
Cheevers.
I mean, Valentine's Day, Cheevers is on there. The Whodunit dinner theater, that's kind of fun.
I think that's fun. I think that I would enjoy doing that.
And then they have like Castle Falls, Mahogany.
Musashi's.
Yeah, Musashi is fantastic.
It is. Yeah. It is. But, so this is kind of the thing. I think Musashi's is fantastic. But there are so many new and upcoming places. Right. So is Musashi's the place for Valentine's?
Or is Red Rock Canyon Grill the place for Valentine's? Right. I mean, it's a good spot.
It's a great spot, but I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad idea for Valentine's.
I mean, it's got a good view. It's got the lake.
Does. And there's also now a location in Norman. So you don't get Hefner Lake view, but they do have like a little pond.
That's the only place. That's the only place where you can get like a water view, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's like a little pond.
Yeah, I think in Norman it's a little pond.
But so, I mean, some fantastic suggestions by Yelp, and I'm sure everyone has their own take on this. But we decided to put together a little list of our own, and we're going to tell you what they have, so we'll make your lives a little easier.
Yeah, so you can this can be your menu to picking what you want to do for Valentine's. We're going to do all the research for you.
This is our 10-course menu.
Yes.
the chef's table.
Right? Okay, so first on the list, R&J's Lounge and Supper Club. Always a great option. This year for Valentine's, they are going to do a 3-course meal. The price is going to run $45 to $65. They'll have a starter salad. You can choose between a house salad or a Caesar salad. And then you'll have a couple of options for the entree. They will have either salmon, a filet, or you can just pick different sizes, salmon or filet.
Yeah, which is where I guess the 45 and 65 come in.
That makes sense. And then served with roasted potatoes and asparagus. And dessert, brownie sundae or creme brulee. Always go for the creme brulee. Yeah. Absolutely.
I like how they kept half of it French and half of it this switch to cream.
Right.
I like it. Way to be a fusion spot.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
The next one, I think this one's really cool because I love these different types of experiences.
Yes.
Because this is not at a restaurant. This is with Chef Joey Tyra.
And she's actually been on the podcast before.
She has. Check out the episode with her. It's called Ono Grinds with Joey. Because she's from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic conversation.
It was, and she made us some fantastic food.
Yes, a nice little Hawaiian plate.
Yeah.
So she is putting together this Valentine's Day evening at a private estate in Norman. It's going to be a 7-course farm-to-table tasting menu with locally sourced ingredients and wine pairings. And if you have some dietary restrictions, since she is curating this menu herself, she can accommodate those, but obviously email her as fast as you can if you want to book this as fast as you can, and it's only $75.
Yeah.
I think for this type of experience
Per person.
it is fantastic.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, all the places you're going to be paying a little bit more than normal, but this is a true experience at a private venue. How do they contact her?
We found this on Facebook, so what we'll do is we'll share this on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And you can kind of get a link from there.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if this, and the link's on Eventbrite, but there's no short link.
Right.
So this will be the easiest way.
We'll post that.
Yeah. Check out our Facebook page and follow us while you're there.
Nice plug. All right. Next on the list. Now, speaking of experiences, that's something I'm really big into. Like, we can go out to dinner anytime, but let's do dinner in something. I like to have, of course, the great food, but also an experience. So I think this is a great option. It's Love on the Plaza. So the Plaza District already does Live on the Plaza monthly. So because it's falling on the 14th, they're doing Love on the Plaza. And they will have their art walk featuring art shows, live entertainment, great food, local shopping. Some of the restaurants in the Plaza District that are doing things. Aurora, they are doing a fun thing for Valentine's. They'll have a photo booth, live music. You definitely want to make reservations at any of these places. Empire Slice House, they're doing a specialty slice, and I don't know if you'd have to make a reservation there, but they're doing a specialty slice that can only be purchased that evening. So that's kind of cool.
I wonder if they'll sell that by the slice. I'm surely.
I bet they will.
Slice.
Yeah, I bet they will.
Because I might just swing by there.
Right? After your Valentine's dinner, pick up the specialty slice.
Check it out.
Parlor on the Plaza, they're doing a Valentine's dinner special, and you can find more information about that at Parlor on the Plaza's Facebook page. Pie Junkie, they're doing a couples pie. Just like any other special day with Pie Junkie, you got to place your order in advance.
Yep. And I'm assuming this is a smaller pie that you could share as like a dessert.
I'm assuming a couples pie, so it's like a pie for two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The Pritchard, now this is kind of exciting. So this is going to be the Pritchard's last Valentine's celebration before they do their rebranding to become a Mediterranean concept.
Exciting, but also kind of sad.
Kind of sad, yeah. Exciting, like you want to get in there to celebrate Valentine's one last time with the Pritchard before they become a Mediterranean concept called Lua.
Yeah.
I believe.
I think that's going to be cool. I'm excited to check that out.
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm really going to be sad about losing the Pritchard. I love their cheese trays, but it's always good to keep it fresh.
Yeah. I'm excited to see Chef Siegs and her new concept and this new Mediterranean concept. I feel like a Mediterranean small plates. I think that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And I do love Mediterranean food.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
So I wonder if it's going to be kebab skewers.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
And then also with Live on the Plaza, they always have food trucks. So the featured food truck is going to be Junction Coffee, which will be parked right in front of Bad Granny's.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun time.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, food plus atmosphere, entertainment, live music. Like, it sounds amazing.
Yeah. The next one is a little bit more traditional, right?
Yeah.
We're give you a little bit of a balance of experiential and some traditional meals. So how are you feeling? This one's at Mickey Mantle's. It is a four-course Valentine's Day dinner, and it's going to be $89 a person. And, you get your pick of entree, which has got stuff like sea bass crudo, crab cakes, and then you move into your soups, the red pepper shrimp bisque, creamy tarragon Caesar. They're going all out with this menu. Their entrees, you got a black and red snapper, a New York strip, an Angus ribeye, obviously the classic filet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this sounds amazing.
Yeah, and then their dessert is an Eileen's sugar cookie torte.
Ooh.
With a berry compote and buttercream icing. That sounds fantastic.
That does. Yum. That sounds really good.
I'm gonna go hop around the place and be like, can I just get I'm gonna get Empire's.
Can we do a food tour for Valentine's? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is brilliant. Okay, next year.
Next year.
If you'd be interested in something like that, let us know. We'll put it together next year. I think that would be exciting.
We could try to put it together.
Okay, we'll try to put it together because obviously these restaurants are super busy.
They're packed on Valentine's. It might have to be like a mid-year type thing.
But maybe we can do it like the day before or the day after, or kind of work something out where they're making this special for the food tour. Hit us up, drop us a message, email us.
Yeah.
And if there's enough interest in this, we will try our 110% to put something like this together for you.
Yep. All right, cool.
I think that'd be exciting. I'm excited. I'm excited for next year.
All right, next on the list is Gun Izakaya.
Ooh.
We just had Chef Jeff on the podcast, and both of us have completely fallen in love with Gun. So for Valentine's, they will not disappoint. They are going to have a 9-course, and you could also add the drink and sake pairings.
Gun loves doing these omakases.
Right.
And so this is no different.
So it's omakase means leave it up to the chef. So basically you take care of the flowers and the gifts and let Chef Jeff take care of the food.
It's fantastic.
So for 2 nights only, they will be featuring a 9-course dinner with all dishes being off menu. So I also love that. Like, this is so special that none of the courses can be found on a menu any given day.
I like that a lot because you don't know what you're getting. Because a lot of times with like a tasting menu or something, it might be stuff that you've already eaten off the menu.
Yeah.
And if you've gone to Gun, you try like 30% of the menu every time you're there.
Right. So I think this is going to be an extremely special evening. They're doing it on February 14th and February 15th. And for the special dinner event, it's going to be $100 per person. If you want to add the drink ticket, it's going to be $40.
Man, I'm sure Chef Jeff's not going to disappoint.
No, he's going to knock your socks off.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be exquisite. If you try this dinner, if you go to Gun for Valentine's Day, we need a report.
I know. I wish we could go everywhere.
I know.
Hence the food tour.
I know.
All right, the next thing on our list is the Mantle Wine Bar and Bistro. They are doing an 80%. They're doing, maybe that's their capacity. I don't know. They're doing an $80 per person set menu, 4 courses for Valentine's Day. And, obviously similar to Mickey Mantle's, they've got a fantastic appetizer selection with braised beef ravioli or shrimp cocktail with lump crab. You got your salads or your soup, lobster bisque. Can't go wrong with that. And then you got a country duck breast, which sounds really good.
That does sound good.
It's with a basil and mushroom risotto.
Ooh, that sounds really good. It's hard to find a good duck,
Yeah. Rococo had a fantastic duck.
Yeah?
Yeah. They made a little duck confit and with a scallion pesto risotto. I think we talked about that at some point, but
it does sound familiar.
It was so good.
Not to be confused with what the mantle is
yes,
doing.
Yes, we're getting sidetracked. I love risotto. Risotto is fantastic, and like good risotto.
Yeah, for sure.
And then obviously they got a couple of steak options, some pan-seared halibut, and then you can finish off with the dessert of chocolate covered strawberries. Quintessential Valentine's Day dessert.
For sure.
But they have a couple other options.
Nice.
So yeah, check out the mantle.
That sounds delicious. All right. Next on the list is Opus Steakhouse.
I feel like this steakhouse gets overlooked a lot of times because, I mean, they haven't been in the news in like recent history just because, there's so much stuff.
Obviously good.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that's coming out. But yeah. So we figured we'd do a little throwback.
Yeah, yeah. So they're going to be offering a 4-course Prixie Fixie menu.
A Prixie Fixie. Shout out to James who said Prixie Fixie and now I can't get it out of my head.
They're going to be offering this February 14th and the 15th. The price is set at $99 per person. This 4-course menu is going to include the appetizer course. You can choose between shrimp cocktail or chimichurri steak tips.
Steak tips, please.
Yeah, that sounds great. It's served with red onions and red bell pepper. Yum. The salad course, you can go with their Opus signature salad or Caesar. Personally, I would go with the signature salad. It's got blue cheese, a balsamic vinaigrette, bacon. Sounds delicious. For the main course, your options are going to be filet mignon, New York strip, ribeye, salmon with a crab topping, or jumbo fried shrimp, or lobster tail. I mean, there's a few more options, but they're all awesome. And then dessert course, vanilla bean creme brulee, or chocolate covered strawberries and mousse.
Oh man.
It sounds so good. And, I feel like so often, I guess kind of a steakhouse goes hand in hand with Valentine's.
Yeah.
You think of steak, chocolate, roses. I don't know. Is that just me?
Steak, chocolate, roses?
Yeah, like that seems like Valentine's.
Steak,
like
chocolate, roses. No, I'm just kidding.
You get your chocolate and then you go to the steakhouse. I don't know.
It does.
Well, I just am realizing we have a lot of steakhouse options on our list, which it makes sense.
Yeah, because you think of like, a good steakhouse. It's going to have a more intimate feel, more of a romantic vibe. So I think it makes sense.
Okay.
But that's why we've got tons of different options.
Right.
Yep. So the next one, talking about a little bit of a different option, is Whispering Pines Inn and Restaurant. And this one is up in Norman. And they're doing a special Valentine's Day dinner, $75 a person.
Okay.
And you're going to see a lot of overlap in menus. So they have a lobster bisque as well, a salad, a citrus sorbet as a palate cleanser. Ooh. Which I appreciate before your entrees come out.
I appreciate a palate cleanser too.
Yes.
I also appreciate sorbet.
Yeah.
Anytime.
So, fantastic idea. I mean, just throw it in there. Why not?
Yeah.
And then they've got their entrees with salmon, seared duck breast. You got duck again, filet, or a rack of lamb, a roasted New Zealand rack of lamb.
Yeah, that's what I would go for.
That sounds fantastic. It is a rack of lamb served with barbecue spice seasoning and wild blueberry brandy sauce.
Interesting. That sounds delicious.
And for dessert, a flourless chocolate mousse cake and mascarpone cheesecake served with raspberry sauce.
That sounds good.
And cream.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
I want that rack of lamb.
Yeah.
So far, that's what I'm choosing.
Ooh, okay. Oh, I didn't realize we're choosing a menu item. I got to go through this again.
All right. So the next place has actually 2 options. It's going to be the... I
like this one.
Yeah, the Oklahoma City Museum Cafe. So for their Valentine's menu, again, remember, any of these places, you really want to make a reservation in advance. But for their regular Valentine's menu, it's It's going to be $60 per person. They have some really, really interesting, great options. And the venue, I love the Museum Cafe. It's very elegant. It's just, and then you've got the museum next door. I don't know. It's just beautiful.
But it's not one that I would think of for Valentine's,
no,
right?
But this is why I wanted to add it to the list. So for their regular Valentine dinner option, they have the option of smoked duck baklava.
Interesting.
Yeah. They have a confit chicken crepe, wild mushroom chowder, and I'm just kind of going through this list. I think this is one option, and then the raspberry sorbet.
It's hard not reading the whole menu.
Right.
Because you get into it, you're like, ooh, what's next?
Yeah. Another option, scallops or grilled ribeye. Another dessert option is the white chocolate and cranberry cheesecake.
It won't disappoint.
Right. So here's option 2 for the Museum Cafe. They have a Valentine's Day pre-theater menu. So playing at the Civic Center is Kinky Boots. And they have a pre-theater menu that's going to be available between 5 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. This is very reasonably priced, only $46 per person. And this menu is going to include the confit chicken crepe with roasted garlic cream and crispy onion.
That sounds really good.
And then scallops with a carrot puree or the grilled ribeye. And for dessert, they, again, are going to have the white chocolate and cranberry cheesecake or the bourbon caramel fleur de sel. So,
nice.
Again, I'm all about an experience with food.
Oh, yeah.
So that sounds like a lot of fun. Have you ever seen Kinky Boots?
I have not.
I haven't either. Now I want to. Maybe I want to do this option.
Maybe you want to do all the options. All right. And to round off our list, we have Fête Maison that is up in Edmond. It is a classic French restaurant.
Ooh. Nice add-on.
Yeah. It is. I like this. It's, this is a little bit of, I think this is the priciest option that we have kind of picked out. Without a wine pairing, it is $159 per person. With a wine pairing, it's $199, and with an exquisite wine pairing, it is $259.
Dang.
So, but I mean, when you listen to this menu,
take the exquisite, please.
Yeah, 2 exquisite wine pairings. I mean, it sounds fantastic. So, like, it starts off with an amuse-bouche. And their amuse-bouche is a risotto with a red curry squash, chestnut, and hazelnut. Sounds so good.
It does sound good.
Like, it just starts off with a bang. It's like, boom.
It's like in your face.
You ready
Delicious.
for this? And then they go on to a salmon, followed by a scallop, followed by lobster. And then they're doing something cool with celery root, with chestnuts, bacon, mushroom, cheese, and black truffle. Ooh. So it's not going to be just celery.
Right.
Then you got some Wagyu beef, which, if you know, is...
Top of the line.
Yep. And a strawberry tart with yuzu and vanilla to finish off the night.
Nice.
I mean, that menu sounds fantastic.
It does. It's going to be a showstopper.
Yeah. Which is why we saved it for the end.
Right. No, that sounds exquisite.
It does sound exquisite. With or without the wine pairing.
Yeah. So obviously there's so many restaurants in Oklahoma City, in and around Oklahoma City, that are doing something special for Valentine's Day. We obviously can't mention all of them, but because we wanted to give you a few more options.
Because 10's not enough.
10's not enough.
Well, and in case by the time you hear this, you can make reservations.
Yeah.
You've got some more options coming your way.
Right. So just a quick list of some more options. There's Vast. Vast is always delicious. It's going to be for their Valentine menu. They have an $82 to $95 per person Prixie Fixie menu.
Then we got places like Ludivine that's doing an $80 chef tasting menu, and Jones Assembly that says they're going to have 2 menu items that are not going to be available any other time, and a brandy ice cream cart, which sounds cool.
That sounds really cool. A
Yeah.
brandy ice cream cart. That sounds really, really cool. Another option, the Metro, always solid. 4-course, $80 per person with the optional wine pairings. And they did this last year. They have not released the menu. So if you want to be surprised, just make your reservations and show up. You're not going to be disappointed.
I like that. I think that's a cool touch. I like that a lot.
Or if you hate surprises, you can call them and they'll tell you what they're...
And they'll email you a menu.
Yeah.
Then we've got Piatto, which is an Italian spot. 4-course, Prixie Fixie, $70. Firebirds, 3-course, $35 a person. Super reasonable.
Very reasonable.
You get a starter, 2 entrees, and a dessert. I think that's a fantastic way to kind of stay on budget and get a good Valentine's meal.
For sure. And the last two are going to be Flint, 3-course meal at $67 per person with the optional wine pairing, and Broadway 10, 4-course, $89 per person with the optional wine pairing.
So there you have it.
Yeah.
That's our
Valentine list.
20 almost list. And there are obviously tons of other places.
Yes, of course.
And your favorite restaurant's probably doing something special for Valentine's Day as well. So, if you've got some other place you want to go, you're not going to hurt our feelings. I'm just kidding.
Not going to hurt our feelings. What are you doing for Valentine's?
I don't know yet because Serena's schedule is uncertain. So I was actually going to try and go to Joey's
thing.
Dinner.
Sounds so amazing.
But she's like, I don't know if I'll be out, if she'll get done with work in time.
Right.
And that's something that, starts on time and you got to be there.
Did y'all do Chef Gabriel's Valentine dinner last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it amazing?
It was so good.
Yeah.
And those type of things are cool because you are in the action, right? Because he was cooking right in front of you.
That's so cool.
And you're mingling with all these people that you haven't met. It's pretty communal.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you like that type of setting, now some people for Valentine's Day want to have like that intimate, romantic time.
A spot that we didn't mention but has the great private setting.
Paseo Grill.
Yep.
Yeah.
You knew
I was reading it.
You were on my brain wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a romantic spot.
Yeah, Serena and I have done that before as well. Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, whatever you end up doing this Valentine's.
What are you doing?
Well, I don't know. I think we might cook something special at home and give a thoughtful gift.
I think cooking your own Valentine's Day meal or a special occasion meal is in some aspects a lot better than any other place you can go to.
Right.
Not talking about like quality of food or taste or the item that you might get. It's about like the thought and the care. And
and having a quaint night at home. I was actually thinking lobster and steak, but my boyfriend's not a big fan of lobster. Who is this guy, right?
Who are you with?
No.
Just kidding, Mike. We like you.
We love Mike. So I might do him a shrimp skewer, do myself a lobster, and a couple steaks and some good wine. And I might make this dessert that my best friend made that was beautiful. It's a white chocolate tart with berries and figs on top.
Okay.
It looked beautiful. So I might make that.
Nice.
Or something else for dessert, but something special.
I mean, I don't know. Depending on her schedule, I might just be like, all right, I'll just cook at home too. So we haven't thought of a plan yet.
Yeah.
And we might celebrate it late.
Right.
Whenever she has a day off. So it's kind of in the works.
Yeah. I've gone out on Valentine's many times before, but I'm into the let's make a tradition where we stay home and make something really special.
Yeah. Hey, I might be hitting up Empire late night. Who knows?
Yeah, well, take pics and tell me what the special pizza slice was.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I think that's going to wrap up our Valentine's episode. If you haven't already, make sure you are following us on Instagram and Facebook at OKC Foodcast to follow our food journeys. And if you'd like to collaborate with us, we'd love to hear from you. And you can email us at okcfoodcast@gmail.com.
And especially follow us on Facebook because we'll be sharing some of these places that we mentioned.
Yes, for sure.
So it's easy for you to find them, especially Joey's Dinner because that's going to be one of the harder ones to find. And if you feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button so you know when the next episode comes out, and share this podcast with another food lover or a friend that's struggling for Valentine's Day dinner ideas.
Right.
Share this episode with them so they can spread the food love of Oklahoma, and leave us a rating, write us a review. If you found this helpful, let us know. I think that would help us. I know it's going to help us. And back to that food idea, food tour, the Valentine's Day food tour.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Let us know if you're interested in that next year, and we will try our best to put that together.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think that'd be exciting.
Yeah, I do too.
Tell us. We need... let's
need
set
some
a goal.
Encouragement.
Let's set a goal. How many people do we want? 10, 20?
20.
All right, 20 people. We need 20 people to tell us they're interested. So that should be easy.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. And until next time, friends, eat well and be happy. Bye.